Hello, everyone. Hello. We should be live with sound and everything. Happy Tuesday. This is, welcome to the cameras are all fucked up, and I forgot to change them before. So I will just do that right away because, yeah, this is something that happens. We are all over the place right now. So let's just move people around. Let's just play that game.
Well, none of us are in the right spot. That's at first.
Yeah, no one's in the right spot. But that's okay. It takes me literally 15 seconds, and everyone's in the right spot.
Well, it wouldn't be our stream without starting on an interesting note.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, hi again. Now that everything is fine, I am Simon at Wandering DM. I'll be jamming tonight's game of Dark Matter. Hey, this is our third session of our third season, and interesting things have been happening. But before we go into that, let's just go around the table, introduce ourselves. Mind you, this has been seen during the intro. I forgot. Oof, 2 weeks off is just... Help me out here. The stream is sponsored by Mage Hand Press. Let's just chill. Mage Hand Press, the makers of Dark Matter, the game that we're playing tonight, and also Taverns and Tankards and other good books such as The Complete Alchemist and other books. You might have seen them at Gen Con. If you go on their store.magehandpress.com, and you use code WanderingDM, you get 15% off of everything. Before we delve back into the game, it's been 2 weeks, actually 3 weeks, last time we played. Who would like to recap what happened last time?
I go with Eddie.
What?
Don't
All
worry,
right.
I've got
I wasn't even here.
No, don't.
It's
no.
called throwing you under the bus.
Yeah,
No,
seriously.
no, you can't
I'm
do.
sorry.
You can't do that, Edard. You shot him once already.
Twice.
I
to-
think for that you should do the recap.
All
For trying
right,
to
I can
throw me
recap.
under the-
Alrighty,
I-
so we were flying in space, and we decided to formulate a plan. And I had a great idea of contacting the Wizards of the Tower, and somehow they made it onto the ship. Well, one of them did, and he had all sorts of answers and non-answers for us. We currently are en route, anyways, to this. I don't know exactly the name. I know it's the main fortress of the Sepulchre, and we're going to go meet with. Firstly, we're going to go meet with somebody's ex-fiance, who's going to introduce us, hopefully, to a star god of sort.
But first,
That's what I can recall.
you were stopped at a Moss station en route to there.
Right, we did deliver some people.
Yep. And last we left off, there was a new person in your medbay. Spider. Lady Avandra.
Yes, I was going to do some. Make sure that she isn't infected, all those good things, and prevent spread of illithid. Vaccinate against mind flayers, people. Get your children vaccinated. You don't want to explode in your head, come out with tentacles. It would be bad.
That's
Yep.
terrifying.
They're illithid. What do you expect?
Assimilation, maybe?
Perhaps. But yeah, you, so that's the last thing that happened. The wizard is still in your hangar bay doing something. None of you have come to check out on him. And, Zendak, well, oh, God, Hilltopple, Captain Hilltopple, which I forgot your first name, sorry. Anders.
Andrew, yeah.
Because, yay, fake names. Captain Hilltopple is waiting on Avandra to be back from the med bay, and that's where we're gonna pick up tonight. 2 seconds. All right. So the drow lady is in the med bay. Did you want her 2 bodyguards to come with?
I said that they could come, but if they were coming on our ship, they were going through if they were coming onto this ship, then they were going through well inspection first.
All right, then they will go through inspection.
They're very good. I believe Doxy had recovered and therefore was hanging out in the hangar bay, or wherever Doxy hangs out when he's playing with various things. But I'm trying to deal with these wonderful lady and her associates, Arm Candy, one of the two.
Actually, bodyguard. She'll correct you and say they're actually just bodyguards. They're here to make sure nothing happens to me.
Very good. Shouldn't take very long. Just a quick little inspection to make sure that you're not currently infected. Then a minor vaccination, and we'll go on. If you are infected, I will have to remove that infection first.
All right. What do I need to do?
Just have a seat over here. It's entirely painless.
She sits down where you pointed at.
Yeah, just one of the beds across from the decontamination, the quarantine bed, and she's very professional, very deadpan. She's done this a lot by now, but she's very particular about the safety of her crew.
All right, and you can make a medicine check on her
Yes.
to see if she is currently affected by illithid.
Yes. 14.
She's not.
Okay, good. Then she would just give standard vaccination and then move on to the 2 bodyguards.
All right, the 2 bodyguards all use the same medicine check. One of them is safe, but the other one is actually currently infected with a mind flayer larva.
Well, if you'll just hold still a moment, this will be a minor vaccination for you, and she'll switch out for her hyperspray, which is the anesthetic.
Then you knock him out.
Yes.
Is there a saving throw for your anesthetic?
I don't think so. We hadn't used one before. We can. I mean, my spell save DC is 17.
All right, let me because the one who's currently contaminated will try to resist falling asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And you stab him with the needle, shoot the anesthetic in, and nothing happens. He's a bit groggy, shakes his head. He's like, is it done?
Are you feeling... just a moment. You seem to be having a minor reaction. Are you allergic to any ibuprofen or cephalopod variant species, penicillin, any of these items at all?
I'm not allergic to anything.
Okay.
I feel
when was your last physical? Why don't you lie down? You don't looking very well at all. And she's going to reach under her bed and hit the panic button that Doxy put there because to lock down the facility.
On all of your comms, both Eddard, Doxy, and Anders, you see the alarm come up from the medbay. Something's going on. Someone hit the panic button.
I drop my peanuts and start running toward the medbay.
Yeah, I'll Doxy will do the same. But well, no, I guess first she'll say he'll calm Cabochet. Sorry, getting back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Cabochet, what's going on?
Oh, I'm just. Our dear captain's friend brought along her bodyguards, excuse me, and one of them's having a minor allergic reaction to the vaccine that they just gave them, you know, the important one. And so I'm checking out to make sure that they're all very well. Now, continuing on, you said you have no reaction, and she's kept the mic open as she's talking, and just kind of continues going through like a basic medical physical, and it's like, when was the last time you had a physical? Are you up to date on all of your other vaccinations? Is there anything else that you may have come in contact with? You don't looking very well, actually, at all. What?
As I guess since I had installed the panic button, I would know why it was installed.
Yeah.
Anyway, here nor there. I say that, and then as she starts going into that little tirade, I make my way up there.
Okay. And Enders?
I'll be making my way as well.
All right.
And I was pretty sure Anders was just outside.
Yeah, I think I was just outside now that I think about it. So I'm probably just immediately am there.
Good. Then you will notice the bodyguard holding the bridge of his nose going, oh, I think I have a headache.
Oh, that seems very problematic.
Is there anything heavy in between me and said person?
There's an oxygen tank. It's made out of sturdy steel.
It's also probably bolted to the wall.
Yeah.
Nah.
It can be moved around, depending on what dramatically we need it for.
It's one of those on tiny wheels.
I'm gonna use some percussive maintenance and realign the cognitive processes of this gentleman.
It sounds so technical. It's lovely.
Yep.
It's very technical.
Yeah. In layman's terms, I'm grabbing the fire extinguisher and I hit the gentleman in the head and knock his ass out.
Make an attack roll. If you roll above a 13, you knock him out.
Okay. Attack roll.
You're not proficient in fire extinguisher though, so.
Oh.
Very specialized.
Improvised weapons.
Yeah.
Damn. Why didn't I take the bar fighter subclass?
Because that would have made you a very different lawyer.
It would have.
He fights at the bar.
You know what? Why am I doing this? This is a terrible idea. I'm not playing to my strengths, but I feel like it's too late, and I'm like already bought into
I want
this
to
action.
see this.
Oh,
I want to see this.
we're invested.
Commit to it.
I mean, like, I'm standing in there, running my mouth at this guy. Does he at least get advantage from knocking him over the back of the head with being distracted?
Yeah, we'll see. He's surprised. Yeah, you have advantage.
Thank God. Okay.
It's gonna be great.
Okay, what am I doing wrong? Why is this not doing /R space 1d20 plus 1 should roll?
That should have rolled.
You keep getting unrecognized command /R.
What's your
Which
slash?
Is it backslash or forward slash?
The one under the question mark?
Yes.
Should have worked.
Yeah, it worked last night when I was playing.
Just use the dice roller. There you go.
I want to say that's /. Yeah.
Oh, I'm typing into a Twitch chat. That's what's happening.
Oh,
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll
that
do
makes
it.
sense.
Don't think Twitch understands
sense.
that language.
GG, Justin.
Oh,
GG.
so
Professional streamers.
okay, there we go.
So,
And yep, so 14.
Yeah, so you run
Wow.
up behind him with the fire extinguisher and just clonk him behind the head, which is quite a feat given your height compared to his.
well, he's sitting on the bed. It's fine.
The captain knows the ship really well. He's just like, yeah, I hold on to this little handbar and the med bay.
Parkour.
Parkour.
Nice.
Swim.
No, I use my phantom grapnel cantrip to just go up to the ceiling with it as as I'm getting pulled up to the ceiling, just swing
Knock him
it.
off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I dig it.
Wow.
I dig it. I dig it.
Avendra looks at both of you and says, "What are you doing to my man?"
Well, I'm
He's
about to perform.
infected.
Yeah, I'm about to perform brain surgery if you don't mind.
I am fairly certain that surgery doesn't normally begin with being knocked unconscious with a fire extinguisher.
Well, he didn't react well when I used a basic anesthetic, so...
You know, he could have used a second shot, but eh.
I didn't want to draw too much attention.
Well, can
Walter,
you save
please
him?
be a dear and lock down the ship.
And I arrive at the door as the door closes.
Yeah.
Face first.
No, the two
No.
of you can go into the medbay. The ship itself, it's just the hangar door that's closed, so nobody can come in or out.
Yeah.
So we found another one, eh?
Mm-hmm. Eddard, would you like to stand around and make sure that you're ready to shoot it if it causes more problems? The captain was valiant in dealing with the oxygen tank, which I hope you didn't break because those are hard to replace.
Well, don't worry, we got plenty. Well, sorry, I meant I can fix it.
Good to know. Good to know. Miss Avandra, considering this gentleman is incapacitated and currently lacking, well, any means of which I would manually call rightful consent, will you be allowed to do that for me, please?
Do what? I'm sorry?
Consent to the fact. No, never mind. We'll take it as given. If you're going to remain, I need you to step back like 20 feet over there.
Alright, and she motions to her other bodyguard to follow her. They stay close to one another.
Doxy, can you bring up my containment, please?
Display of just keys and various gestures later.
You're inside the hard light bubble.
Yes. All right. Time to just do this again. If he starts getting up beforehand, either hit him over the head again or shoot him. We're trying to save his life, however.
Oh no, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, I was gonna say this one lasts for really not a long time. Cool.
Okay. She's going to perform brain surgery on... I think they're orcs, aren't they?
Half orc.
Half orcs.
She wouldn't have an orc as a bodyguard. Too unpredictable.
You know. So yes, I'm about to perform brain surgery on a half orc.
Yep.
Standard scans, standard process, do everything the same.
And make a medicine check.
And she's going to cast guidance on herself first. Because she doesn't like these things and she doesn't like them getting out and she really, really, really wants them to stay away. So... And then... So an 18.
18 is enough. You start opening the gentleman's skull and looking inside. You notice that his brain is all there and there doesn't seem to be any larva. And then two eyes open up on the brain.
Oh, she, takes the scalpel in her hand and just stabs down.
Well, you killed the half orc.
Well, where are the eyes?
Oh, yeah. But you stab repeatedly in where the eyes are.
I mean,
Oh my
she's going-
god.
She only does it once.
Oh, okay. I thought you. So you
No.
stab in it.
It's not puree.
No, I'm a surgeon, not a chef.
I mean,
I was-
you do cook really well.
Avandra looks at you and says, "I don't think this is how you perform surgery."
Would you like to be the one dealing with the brains that have eyes?
The brains that have eyes?
Well, this particular one does, and she's literally. I'm only stabbing at the eye, so if it's got other things attached.
It's, well, do you do anything else but stabbing at the eye?
Well, she's holding it there, and she's going to see if she can.
Can you describe the situation a little bit more? I feel like there's
So
she's holding the scalpel healer. She's hearing Avandra over her shoulder. She's got Eddard over there, and she's like, trying
Like,
to still have Doxy. She's waving at Doxy to bring up more scans
Yeah.
because she doesn't want to move the scalpel. You know, she's pretty sure she can heal this.
I'm gonna have my spectrum visor set to detecting magic.
There's magic happening in the brain. And the brain itself, so this body is, lying down.
This so that Kebushite can see this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There seems to be a mass of something right under the front lobe of the brain.
Okay.
And it's currently expanding.
So it's growing and it's probably going to come out, but the brain, is it attached? Do I see it attached,
It's attached
anywhere
to
the
the brain. Yep.
But underneath?
Yep.
Like Amanat.
Sort of like what happened to Amanat, yeah.
So she's going to go, well then, this is about to get much more interesting. Eddard, bring your gun up. And she's going to use her offhand to pull out the laser scalpel and lift up the brain and just kind of shove off whatever's underneath the mass.
When
So that
you lift the brain, the mass extends into 4 writhing tentacles.
Eddard!
And I go slice with my sword. I don't want to use a gun in where there's probably tanks of air or possible stuff that can explode.
So
I
you
don't want
take
you
a
to use it.
sword to this Afork's skull.
Not to the
No, no,
skull,
no.
to the tentacles.
No.
No, I've lifted the brain from the skull.
Yeah, and you're trying to chop the tentacles with the sword.
I think there's been a
No. I took the
interpretation here. What is going on?
I lifted the brain from the skull, leaving cut off the top of cut off the cranium, lifted the brain out of the skull while maintaining connection to the cervical stem and the
It's fine. Yeah.
spine.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming all of the, I don't know what a half-orc's nervous system looks like,
It's
really,
like a
but
human.
considering that
It's
a
like
human
a human.
and a orc can breed, it must be similar enough.
So this brain with eyes and 4 tentacles is staring at you.
Okay, and then she's taken the scalpel that she still has in one of the eyes,
Uh-huh.
and she's using that to flick it off the rest of the brain.
Get off.
Wait, is the brain itself have
The
the
brain has tentacles.
Okay,
The
so there's
brain
no way to
tentacles
save
and the
this half-orc.
The brain has eyes and 4 tentacles. You haven't seen that so far in any of the
Okay.
infected.
Okay, but when I brought it up, the brain. Is there any way, conceivably, me looking at this after I moved it out of the cervical stem, for me to think that I can surgically remove this being and keep this half orc alive?
I
The-
scan it. Do I recognize this creature?
This is a baby mind
Or
flayer.
in the database, a baby mind flayer. This is one of the creatures. It's not savable.
Hey, I wanna try something. It might not work, but maybe it could. And I'm going to use my opportunistic piety feature to cast Banish on the tentacle and eye thing.
So like the spell banishment,
Yep.
you're gonna banish it to another plane.
Yep.
Um,
And maybe it's like, hey, if the brain is the creature, it's gone. It was unsavable anyways. But if maybe the mind flayer and the brain aren't one thing completely, then maybe
Yeah.
just the mind flayer goes away and
I can work
Find
on
out.
handling the rest of it.
all right,
we'll
I
find
get a
out.
check. I get a check with a +3.
Ooh,
19.
I think that saves.
Yeah, that does
Yep.
save.
You try to banish the brain thing to another dimension, and nothing happens.
I
Okay.
resisted. All right.
Say the
Well,
word. Just say the word.
I
Um,
have a
Who is the lady? Or it's the
Spider.
lady that
Avandra.
Avandra. Yeah, Spider. Right. Avandra, I think your man has been compromised.
Well, it does seem like it.
Do we have
Um,
permission to end it?
Well, do you have any way of saving him?
Give me a moment. I'm about to do something very crazy and possibly freak myself out. So, if don't take this the wrong way. Just don't take this the wrong way. This is medical science at its highest capacity. Having just watched my dear captain attempt to banish it, but seeing that it's saved, she's going to do something else. She's going to flick her own thumb on the talon on her hand, and just enough to cut the gloves and the neoprene that's there, and pull a blot of blood, and flick it down at the creature itself, and cast Bane on it.
Well, it has a save for Bane.
That it fails.
Good enough.
And then she's going to breathe very, very deeply and say, "This is about to make me very, very tired. I do hope you appreciate the effort I'm going to save your man, and that I want compensation from this. I'm a surgeon and a cleric, not a miracle worker." And she's going to cast Banishment. While it's baned.
Well, the brain disappears with a...
The whole thing's gone.
the whole brain.
The whole brain.
The whole brain include. So there's no way for me to save this.
Well, now you realize it now that the brain is gone, that, yeah, the Mind Flayer had probably taken over the whole brain.
So then she's going to reach out, grab a hand on to Doxy, and say, "I'm going to borrow your power for a moment," and cast Revivify at the orc. Half orc.
Is that going to make the brain reform itself?
Theoretically, it can do anything for bringing back death, and then I can cast Mass Cure Wounds at it and say, cast Cure Wounds at 5th level and say, "Fuck this thing."
Yeah, you... Actually...
There's no reason why it wouldn't work.
Well,
I don't think Revivify mentions anything about having your whole body intact.
It's like I know there's one resurrection spell that does, and
It's
I don't.
True. You
Yeah,
touch a creature that has died in the last minute. This creature returns
this
to life
spell-
with one.
This creature can't return to life that has died of old age, nor can it restore any missing body parts.
Oh,
Is the body part missing though?
yeah, the brain
Its
is missing.
Brain is missing.
Okay, then she wouldn't do that.
there's other spells though.
No, none that I have.
Oh, got it.
And well, no, wait,
you would
there
need
is
to
one
cast
other.
Regenerate on it first, and then...
You'd have to cast Regenerate on it, and I don't have that one yet. But
Wait.
and Greater Restoration isn't going to work either. So,
We don't have
wait, hold on.
a thing in the
hold on.
lab.
No, wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Which lab?
The Arcane Laboratory, I think, is the one I'm thinking of.
It's a number of hit.
I'm trying to remember what we have in there.
So, is it technically undead, or is it just dead?
It's dead. It's not an undead.
So
The tricky
there's-
thing is a corpse is no longer a creature, so any spells that target creatures don't work on corpses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but any healing spell, as long as I cast it within 6 seconds, wouldn't affect it.
But it wouldn't bring back the brain.
It wouldn't bring back the brain. Well, I'm sorry. Miss Devandra, I did try to save him, but he had been beyond saving. So, my apologies.
We've seen this once before or similar. Basically, he's been dead for a while. The Mind Flayer has had its brain for a while, and he as Doxy's bringing this or saying this, he's bringing up various images and things from past experiences that we've had. in Heartlight display.
And while Doxy's doing that,
It's kind of like he's like what is it
Kevin-
what is it called, the person that helps those that have lost someone?
Grief
Like
counselor?
a grief counselor?
grief counselor.
Yeah, grief counselor. Yeah. It's like
You know what really helps someone
very,
deal with something?
very bad grief counselors.
3D nightmare fuel really helps people overcome, grief.
Well, that's working. Kebichet is cleaning and going into her other job and being a cleric and tending to the remains, and starts doing ceremony
Hey, wait
as
a second.
ritual.
Okay, as this is happening,
Mm-hmm.
While you're cleaning,
She's moved the body 5 feet.
the brain reappears.
Oh god! And
Wait,
sword.
how?
Because
'Cause it's
banishment
banishment.
lasts for a minute.
Oh, right.
I moved the bed.
Oh no! If it was sent,
And
if it's
it
sent to its original plane, and it doesn't
No,
save,
it can-
But it doesn't come from a different plane.
oh, it comes from this plane of existence.
Yeah.
Oh, because it was born here, yeah. Loophole.
born here.
So it
So
reappears,
she
it just
moved the
flops on the
bed
floor.
and-
And then
I think
stab
like
it.
everyone reacts with like blasters and fucking shit. We're all just like ah!
The moment it reappears, there's a hail of blaster fire, and there's now a scorched mark on the floor of the medbay.
Well, now that we've gotten
Well-
that taken care of,
And like Kebichet didn't blink. She just kept doing what she was doing. It's like they're there to deal with that. I've got this.
That was fun.
There's a small Wizmo that comes by and just kicks one of the remains with the tentacles.
That's right,
For good
Wizmo.
measure.
I give him a thumbs up.
yeah.
I'm going to have to disinfect this entire space. And
Should
I already
we
had to deal
step
with the
out?
wizard. Oh, you're all going through decontamination showers. You all touched it.
I never came in contact with it. I was
start
very
taking off my
careful
shirt.
about that.
I shot it with my blaster, and
You've all covered in blood. You're all going through decontamination. Everyone in this room is going through decontamination. Deal with it.
Avandra sighs deeply. Your, Captain Hilltopple, your doctor is very good, if a bit of a zealot in our work.
She's very passionate. She's very, very, very passionate. Yeah.
we've had to deal with these a few times now, and well, unfortunately, there's very little you can do once they've taken full control.
Well, it's a good thing you discovered it now, because I am loath to think what would have happened if that went undiscovered for a while.
How long had you had him in your service?
They've been working for me for 5 years.
Then it's probably been in your service for a lot longer than the near future. When was his last full physical?
I'm not privy to what they do in their own time, and I don't cover medical.
Yeah, this isn't.
Oh, you're a
Canada.
terrible employer. Ooh.
Do you know
I'm-
how expensive it would be in my line of work?
In your line of work, I'm kind of surprised that you don't cover medical. One would think that given the persons that you associate, that would be something that you would want to ensure didn't get... Have you seen what syphilis will do to a person?
Goodness. Why are we going with syphilis?
Because spies.
Yeah.
Are you saying that she...
Hashtag not all spies. But I will submit to your
Oh, it's very simple.
decontamination.
Miss Lady Avandra, right over here. These are for the ladies. Gentlemen over there. others over there. Shoo.
I'm gonna take my pants off at this point and step in.
Those are getting burned.
They're my. Oh, I'm okay. There were my favorite pants, and now they're my least favorite ones. That's how this works.
Eddard, I would have just let you decontaminate those, but you also have marks from that wizard, so he only
Oh.
showers once a year. I can't deal with that, Eddard.
Once
Well, I
100 years.
What? I thought it was once a year.
No, he said once a century.
Once a century.
How are they not dead of like just general?
Prestigitation.
Don't.
Magic.
That's
Okay.
great. That's great.
That's gross.
No, exactly. And like Capuchin is cleaning and shoeing and cleaning and shoeing.
See, I'm gonna go in the shower and assume the Ace Ventura position as I take a shower, and my clothes are just burning right there. 100 years. I thought it was every year. Even that was terrifying.
You know, it's like, is this communal or are there individual showers?
If
There-
it's communal,
it-
we'll say that there's enough steam coming out of it to censor.
They're
The
like
place.
you can make it. You can like there are curtains you can pull.
You know,
Yes.
the worst part is, I'm the tallest.
It's true.
It's okay. It's a fully adjustable decontamination shower. They're kind of like pop-ups. You know, the ones they bring to infection sites and hazmat sites. They like pop-up shower towers, so they can adjustable height
Well,
for
I
whoever is
figured-
involved.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
figure that with a gnome and a halfling in the
Yeah.
ship, like things have been adjusted to their height as well.
At
Well,
this point, yeah.
I think he was more making the point of where our heads are in relation
Oh.
to him,
Oh,
because we're like 3 feet tall.
yeah, yeah.
and
It's
he's
like,
like 6 feet tall.
It's cool. I'm using my grappling hook. It's fine. You know. It's
Yeah.
I'm just like hanging out right there, right next to me. Hey, what's
You are
up?
indeed hanging out. I'm
Jesus
just
Christ.
Eddard's very used to this.
ain't the first
All the
time. Want me to do your back?
Yeah, and I rotate. Can you get that? I can never get that spot.
The half orc in the shower with you is just shyly scrubbing himself.
So this is what I deal with on a day-to-day basis.
I look at the orc. You're next. Turn around. I'm gonna do your back.
Captain, you've always been overly modest.
This is the crew that I hired. Oh my god.
These are the people you bring with you into the firefight.
Working.
I trust my life to these people.
You sound so sure.
Okay, so as soon as I get done with the shower, I head to the captain's quarters and I get a identical Vanta black suit. Yeah, unfortunately, I had to watch 1,000 gold suit burn, but hey, I've got at least 100 more, so it's fine.
You can recreate those suits with the ship's. There's a matter dispenser, if I remember right.
I want to rub my wealth in their faces, Simon.
Oh, all right, sure.
Wow, you're one of those people. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Doxy makes his own stuff, so his clothes are pretty easy to repair and clean up, and you know, I imagine that we have some sort of like outfit decontamination thing as well. We don't just destroy everything unless it's beyond saving. Whoa.
Oh,
Nope, cameras went all crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we lost Deidre.
Yep.
She couldn't handle our craziness.
All the boys in the shower. boy.
Zoom just kicked her out. It should come back.
I mean,
soon.
Zoom froze for me earlier. It was weird because like my internet was fine, but Zoom was just like, nah, I don't want to work anymore.
Yeah,
There we go.
Welcome
everything's fine.
back.
It
You
might
didn't
just
miss
be
much.
Zoom having issues with.
Yeah,
itself.
because I can't. Okay, there we go.
We were just
Right.
scrubbing ourselves in the shower. It's cool.
Okay, that's fine. You can do that.
Yeah, you missed the whole boys' shower scene.
I mean,
Edward scrubbed my back, and I told him, hey, what the fuck about that scar?
you do not have any scars.
I have a
There are
mole.
no
Do you think it's
scars.
natural?
Do you think it's natural? Yeah. Do I need to get this checked? Does Kevin need to look at this?
I inspect his moles just to be safe.
There are no scars, by the way, if where Edward shot you. I do much better work than that.
Well, I would say it was all radiant damage, but they're gnomish pistols, so it's real
Force
So
slugs.
it was
damage.
actual projectiles.
Force.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. He shot me the actual projectiles. That's
Yep.
almost worse.
Twice.
So the gnomish
That's
weapons
internal damage.
don't-
That's probably fixed by.
the gnomish weapons don't do projectiles. It is force damage, but it's
Okay.
it's think of it more of like a scientific eldritch blast.
Sure.
Like eldritch blast isn't it does force damage, but it's not a
Okay. I thought it was, completely non-magical.
it's
Physical.
completely non-magical, but it's a scientific laser instead of a magic laser.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, then you got lasered twice.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You still have no scars because I do better work than that.
Excellent. Well, thank you. I imagine Cupchet's like making sure that we're in the getting decontaminated, just standing there with their medical chart and like, well, okay.
So now we have Mr. in the gold suit over there. I need to go find my own clothes.
No, it's Fanta Black. It's
Yes,
just
and-
worth gold.
Oh, I thought you said you were an actual gold suit.
No. I was saying that the suit that got burned was 1,000 gold, but that's okay because I've got 100 others in the closet.
Oh my god. You're so well
I'm
all
quite sure
identical.
that I'm quite sure that can be easily replaced. You can ask Armanot for one. I'm sure he'll give you it.
True. Yeah. Well, it's not saying that Anders has a good sense of style anyway. So if one Vanta Black suit down, only 1,000 more to go.
So what should we do with the deceased orc at this point? Should we put in my coffin?
I assume Kevachet's got some decontamination protocols that we'll let her handle.
Yeah,
and if-
Cast.
Uh-oh.
You cast what?
Why is it doing this? Zoom is being weird. Are you there?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. For some reason, Zoom has been shutting everything down, which is being really weird. And like really, really, really weird. But no, she cast ceremony on the remains as she was cleaning them after surgery, and then turns to ask Vondra after she gets out of the decontamination shower, what she would, if she knows what the individual desired of their disposition.
Honestly, normally when they die in a firefight or somewhere where we can't really give them proper burial. I figure we can put him in a coffin and space him, like a space burial.
All right, then. Is he going to be okay with cremation and then space burial?
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Very good. Doxy, the incinerator is on. I'm going to use it for remains again. Bye.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm going overdose on the shampoo, making myself like stunning hair, mohawks.
Oh yeah. Doxy has like the crazy hair mohawk already. Just like his multicolored hair.
Which is okay. We're just having a blast.
It's fine. It's fine. She's gonna deal with the remains and just send them through the incinerator, and then
I mean,
Burn him.
not to not to play down the all the shampoo fun and soap fun and everything like that, but this is science fiction, so we probably have like we're not using water, we're not using anything like that. We're using like lasers and magic.
Oh yeah. It's
Anyway,
Oh no. There's also like there's the oh god, what's it in Star Trek? The sonic
The
showers.
sonic
There
showers,
are
yeah.
sonic showers, but it's Kebachet and she doesn't trust all technology and she's anal as hell. So there's a full water decontamination, and then there's the full, UV like decontamination, and then
Oh, I
the
can
sonic
work on my
showers.
tan.
that's not how it
It's
works.
like
But let's move on to after the shower. Otherwise, we'll stay in the showers for the whole episode.
all
I
right.
mean, we do have beach episodes. Now we can have shower episodes.
Nope.
Only on Wandering DM.
We need bathhouse. That's what we need. If we're
Thank you.
gonna go shower, we're gonna have bathhouse.
Yeah, you need to have a spa episode.
there's also a timer. I think Kebachet has a very strong timer for 15 minutes, and everything shuts off, and then it goes blast of cold air to get everyone out of her med facility.
That is cruel punishment. Punishable by law. The law of this ship, that is.
Oh, you wrote the law of the ship? You're the captain now, huh?
We can debate that later. Anyways,
It was medically necessary.
So,
We're
Avanta
clean.
says, "Can I finally meet my son?"
Oh yes, right over here. We had him resting. He was dealing with some minor sodium pentothal issues, malnutrition, but nothing I couldn't handle. Captain, why don't you show the good lady Avandra to her son?
Follow me. And I take Evandra to her son. I do apologize for the shenanigans. I deal with this every day.
Well, you have a brilliant crew. Is all I have to say.
They is for all their eccentricities, they do come through when I need them.
As like we walk through the hallways with towels and nothing else.
No. You're walking with a towel. I got mine. Roll around, and I'm whipping you with it.
Yes.
It's
Like-
it's like they try and undermine everything I say. As soon as I say something good about it. Anyways,
It's okay.
I'll get you back for this, Eddard.
I've captained the ship once too, and it's pretty much like being the sole adult in a kindergarten.
yeah, that's often what it feels like. So, anyways, yeah, your son's this way. How did he get captured?
That's something I would like to know. He sort of dropped out of my life a while back. Not because of anything that happened between the two of us. He just disappeared. I've had some of my agents try to look for him. But all the trails went cold. I didn't know he was aboard the upper management.
Well, I mean, weren't you working with the firm against your will because you knew they had your son?
Once they contacted me, yes. That's the DM just forgetting that last part. He disappeared, and then for a while she looked for him, and then afterwards, when she learned of where he was, yeah, she had to work for the firm.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so, anyways,
Well, goodbye.
Well,
Zoom's a piece of crap.
Oh man, we're just losing everyone tonight.
We love it
Yeah.
still better.
So Eddard is, Doxy is now in the engineering bay, creating a gadget in which foam will burst into Eddard's suit next time he puts it on. During his normal training exercises.
I will completely forget about that until it happens, and then I will rule your name.
Just don't make sure it doesn't do anything about his line of sight. To get shot again now, would you, Doxy?
Oh, don't worry. It'll disable all of his guns anyway at the same time.
Are you trying to get me killed? Don't answer that.
It's during your training exercises anyway, so it's fine.
We might have to go to break slightly earlier because we are gonna have to reboot Zoom.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
So sorry about that. We'll be right back. Give us a few minutes. We'll restart Zoom, and hopefully those pesky issues are gonna go away. Hey, now we're back. For real. Hello, everyone. Okay, cameras are in their place. Everyone's back. Zoom has been restarted. We shouldn't have any issues until the end of the night, though Kebichet is lagging something bad.
Okay, is that better?
Well, we can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, you're
Alright.
back.
Okay.
It's
Well,
probably
for right
dealing with
now,
the
I'm
last,
sorry, guys.
Last of your updates running in the background are probably taking some of your CPU.
Probably.
Maybe Zoom decided to tie its performance to the stock price. So anytime the stock price takes a dip,
That's useful.
That definitely helps manage the market, but obviously, just becomes a detriment. I think. I don't know. That's,
yeah, it just punishes the users every time the people try and tank the price.
So,
Yeah.
where were we? Ichabod
Well,
and his mother.
The captain.
Yes.
Yes.
Last thing she said was he had disappeared and she was forced to work for the firm in the hopes of seeing him again. It's been a while.
So, you being an elf and me being a halfling, the term "a while" could be two very different things for you and I. So, are we talking years, decades, months?
No, we're just talking years. It's been 2 years.
I mean,
2
that is a long
very
time.
years.
Okay, so well, fortunately, we'll be able to reunite you. So, if you just step through this door here.
And the moment she steps through the door and she sees Ichabod on the bed, she will... Like, she has a persona to keep up, an image that surrounds her at all times, but that image just drops. And what you see now is not Avandra the spider, the spy master. You see Avandra the mother. And she flings herself onto her son and hugs him tight. And whispers something in his ear in Drow.
Drow speak Elvish in.
Sorry, Undercommon.
Oh, I meant in Dark Matter since they're.
Oh, there's no Undercommon?
I mean, there is Undercommon, but she could totally speak Undercommon. This is your character, but Drow.
Would speak Elven.
The craft world of the elves, since they're essentially selecting a house as they come of age, and essentially they're genetically modified to fit that house. Drow are kind of like the spies and information gatherers of the elvish fleets. So it's not like in traditional D&D where the Drow and the elves hate each other.
Then I think that'll be Elven, if it would be their mother tongue.
Yeah. I think I speak. Let me double check that. I kind of lost track of all my tabs when Zoom exploded. I do not understand what they say, but I assume it's "I miss you, I love you," and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and then she kisses him on the cheeks, and he makes the motions of, "Mom, stop it! You're embarrassing me in front of the other captain." And she turns to you and says, "I owe you a lot, Captain on Hilltopple."
Well, I'm glad I could help you out. We've talked about being friends previously, and friends help each other out.
I will remember that. If you do not mind, it's been quite some time since
I'll give you some space.
Thank you.
All right, so if you need anything, you have my comm, so just let me know, and I take my leave.
Okay. It's gonna be a few hours before they come out again, ready to leave. Is there anything that you want to do at the Moss Station in the meantime?
We're at the Moss Station. I would like to hit up the kiosk of the Astrogations Incorporated. Holy crap!
You got it.
I think that's the first time I've actually remembered it.
Yep.
You mean how to say the word?
It only took 2 weeks. Yeah, it only took 2 weeks. No, not to say the word, but like remembering what AI stood for. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
But they do have a kiosk here, like they do in every Moss Station.
And
Helming that kiosk here is a giant toad-like creature.
oh fuck yes, I want to be friends with this person. Okay, so real quick before I approach this, I'd pull up kind of logs of all the things that we've done, and I don't think there's anything new that I'd give them that may be interesting for them. I'm trying to think, guys. Team, is there anything that we've done or seen or information that we've collected that Astrogations Incorporated might be interested?
Well, you did change radically a solar system by destroying one of the planets.
Oh, yes.
Listen,
okay,
we
so-
didn't destroy the planet.
I mean, you
That's
also discovered that mind flayers come from outside the verse, which means that there's space for the explorers to discover beyond space. That might be information that you
Space between. Yeah.
space beyond.
Yeah, Space Beyond. I want to say that I may have given them that already, but that's
Okay.
it. Yes, we.
You
I'll be
did.
like, so in a full flare, I'm gonna be like, hey, and I'll have like a hard light badge of Astrogations Incorporated, like with my star guide symbol, like or like flags or whatever.
Flashing your badge.
Flash my badge of becoming a star guide, and do I recognize this person at all, like in like reports or anything like that? But I
No,
mean-
it's just a giant. It looks like a humanoid-looking toad.
And I want to say it wasn't Chad. It was, oh shoot, you gave me the name. I'd have to dig it up in my notes.
Of the one at the other counter?
Yeah, the other counter. Do you happen to know that off the hand?
No, in the place where I keep my notes has been down for a couple of days.
No, it's all good. Anyway, I was gonna say, like, do you know that person? And
Let's call
it's
him
like,
Chad, and let's say I do.
all right, Chat. We'll call him Chat. Or was that the guy from the? I'm maybe mixing them all up.
Chad is the Vect.
Yeah, so we'll call him Chit. It's
Chet.
a little bit different.
CHET is the Vect.
Ah, okay. So I was getting even closer to the Vect.
But it's
so we'll
okay.
call-
Yeah, I know them from kiosk X13Z11.
Yes. Yes, I've been getting around quite a bit, and he was quite a fun fellow. How are you? What is your name? Am I going by an alias right now? No. I'm Doxy.
Well, nice to meet you, Doxy. I'm Bolo.
Bolo. I like it. I'm not ready for that. Bolo. Well, I have some information for you. Are you interested, perhaps?
Always. I see your badge. You're part of the org. So what have you discovered? Oh, yeah,
Well-
true. I should get my data pad out. Sorry. I'm not too used to doing this. Okay, go ahead.
Well, since I'm in station, I figured I'd stop by the kiosk and I pull do like a very fabulous hard light display of Sol, the solar system, and I say, well, you remember, Sol in the Dead Magic Zone? My crew and I ended up there recently, and well, this is what it looked like. And then I do like an extrapolation of like what it now looks like with like a crazy void dragon, like basically voiding out entire space and like missing Jupiter. It's like, Yes, so that happened.
His jaw drops very low. And
we may have discovered the last known, or we may have discovered a thought to be extinct species, of what we've been calling a void dragon. And I may have told this before. I want to say I did mention the void dragon before. But now it has, I may have been tinkering with some technology and like, showing off my gadgets and things like that. And inadvertently caused it to grow / age disproportionately to its current existence. And then I like gesture to the now size of it. So that's what happened.
It did shrink back later.
Oh, but and then I do like, and then this happened, and we were able to fix it. So it's now it's just this is missing. That's all.
Let me type that in. And he starts typing very slowly and looks at you from time to time. And you can hear him mutter under his breath, like, destroyed a planet, changes the solar
we didn't
system.
destroy it. It just kind of got sucked into a black hole somehow that got formed.
There's a black hole in Seoul?
Is it still there? I can't remember. No, okay.
That
No,
was the stomach of the dragon when we were accidentally swallowed.
That was the stomach of the dragon. Apparently, a void dragon has a black hole for a stomach.
Huh. Wait a minute.
Ended up inside of it briefly. There was also a sphere of pure annihilation. It just seemed to destroy whatever it touched in its mouth. Yeah, it was quite a fascinating experience, to be fair. Yeah.
I think he's gonna need to drink after this just to unpack everything.
I know. Recapping this to this person is like,
No, but he starts thinking, and you can see it in his eyes that he's pondering something, and then he says, do you think that perhaps the sphere of annihilation is that portal that we go through to get into the void?
ooh. I mean, it's very possible. I mean, scientifically, like, there are theories that when you go into the sphere of annihilation, you're gone. But what happens after that? Are you dematerialized? Are you rematerialized somewhere else? Like,
This is some great information. This could change the way we travel space altogether. Picture it, we could use spheres of annihilations. Well, there aren't many of them, but we could probably engineer some smaller black holes and use them to jump. Could have even a black hole subsystem inserted into a ship and use it to make void jumps in addition to the regular ones. Could potentially enable ships to jump through dead magic zones.
well, that's what I've been tinkering with for a while. So, yes, please send me all the information you have on or thoughts. I send him my correspondence. I do the hard light transcendence. Please, let's talk. Let's talk. This is something I've been working on myself. We tend to go into weird places, and the dead magic zone tends to be one. And when we can't jump from or in there, it's very hard sometimes to get around.
He closes his data pad. Says, Doxy, your name was. Doxy,
Yes.
yes.
And this is Loxy, and Loxy appears and starts kind of like.
Doxy and Loxy, you've both brought the AI a lot of good information, things that need to be evaluated, things that, well, now we have star charts to update.
This is true. Yes, I I'm sorry I didn't send it sooner. Well, there were some things happening.
Oh,
Uh,
I completely understand if you were stuck in a black hole or in a dead magic zone.
Yeah,
We're
and
on
then
the
mind
edge of
flares
one here,
happened,
so.
and mind flares, and things that dark organizations and all kinds of other things.
Wait, I've seen reports on the news about what happened to the firm.
Oh yes, they were. Fun fact: that was where their ship was.
He reopens his datapad. Starts typing. Haha. Well, that's interesting. I wonder how they managed to get supplies to the Dead Magic Zone. Because
That is a good question.
Yeah, this is a lot of traveling and a lot of logistics for.
Well, and
just
how they
one
did that
ship.
surreptitiously. I mean, it's a big space.
I know.
I've always,
You-
I mean, I come from the flotilla, and so clearly, we have our technological sensors, and we're always monitoring things. But somehow they stayed under the nose. I only heard rumors of this mysterious ship that would appear and vanish in the orbit of Jupiter.
And now that the firm has been, well, let's say rightly annihilated.
Really?
Well,
Is that what happened?
There are remnants. Oh, you haven't heard the news?
No, I've been in my own little space, like, and then it's so weird. Sometimes I tinker, and sometimes I just disappear from the world.
Something happened to the higher echelons of the firm. Now the stock prices of every company the firm was behind has just dropped monumentally. Banks have been closing left and right. People have been withdrawing all their monies in a frenzy. The firms has lost a lot of assets. There are pocket factions that are trying to, fill in the void that has been left behind by, well, whatever happened to their upper management. It's
Well, as my friend always says, everything returns to the void eventually.
There is truth behind those words. Yeah. Well then, Doxy, thank you for all this information. I will update your profile. Beep, boop, boop.
Thank you. And Bolo, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. I know that. Well, as you see, I've earned my badge of as a star guide, and that's been a journey in itself.
Your renown actually goes up by 1.
Oh wow! I thought at this point it'd be getting pretty hard, so that's awesome. Just one piece of information.
1 major piece of information.
Right.
Because if it proves to be true, then it changes the way space travel works.
So just for side note, I'll probably be like messaging back and forth, and like we'll be tinkering on stuff in spare time when I'm not doing crazy other things.
Okay.
I'll make note of that too, so that way I don't forget.
Good enough.
And I'll wave farewell and say, I'll see you next time I'm around, Bolo.
Goodbye.
I must be getting going and meeting up with my crew. And Doxy kind of like gingerly walks off. I've accomplished something. Yeah, I've shared knowledge.
And
Probably shared too much.
well,
this is probably one of the organizations I don't mind sharing some of that kind of thing with, though.
so that's what you do during your hour. What does Adar do during that hour?
I'm gonna see if anybody wants to just go mosey around the Moss Station. There's shops and stuff that we can go at, right?
Yep. Like every Moss station.
Well, and actually, the captain's busy with the spider Dox has already left. Kirbeshet probably is busy just flamethrowing our entire facility. I'm gonna see if Whitney wants to go out.
I wouldn't mind getting out of the ship for a little while. It's been getting rather cramped lately. Why is there a cat?
Official stream kitty has appeared. Our stream has been blessed. Look at that unit.
Hello, kitten. You're going down.
Bye, kitten.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting out of the ship for a little while.
All right, let's go and discover what's on this generic Moss station.
It's built pretty much the same way the other Moss station was built. I mean, it's all done inside the skeleton of this giant creature, so one way or another, you know, the skull remains the same. There are additions here and there, so you have, like, sometimes an entire, let's call it like an apartment complex that can house travelers for a longer and extended period of time, especially when they need to have like extensive repairs or upgrades done to their ships. So there's like this part that can be that's been added to this specific Moss station compared to the one you were in the other day. But otherwise there's a what is it? Word.
What do you work around it?
An area like a food court, but it's like
Concourse.
A concourse. Thank you.
Perfect.
Whew. Words. There's a concourse with all of the different shops here and there, and pop-up kiosks have been established in some places. You even find one of the Free Rothian movement person handing out flyers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I stay clear of that. I'm gonna hide, like, I know what's going on here. I mean, they are working against us at this point.
Whether they know it or not, yeah.
Right.
Sorry. Who's actively working against us?
The Free Rothian.
Oh, the Free Rothians. Yeah, that's right. Forgot about them. It's been a while. We did out the leader though. That was the one that was doing the shady things.
Yep. Yeah, this one is just one of the numerous Rothians just handing out pamphlets.
And the Free Rothians had that thing surgically from them, so they should be free of Mind Flare control.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the whole thing. Is like they do the support groups to keep from going mad. Is what your lore was for that?
Yep.
But I thought that they were doing so to attract Rothians.
The leader was, but we outed him, so he was presumably deposed or replaced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now it's for all that you know, should be a clean organization.
I'm gonna go take a look. Snag a few pamphlets, at least.
Oh, you're not handed any pamphlets. You're not a Rothian.
But I know a Rothian, and I'm pretty sure they would love to hear about this.
Make a persuasion check.
But I do know a Rothian.
I know you do, and that's why you're allowed to roll.
Man, this sounds really reminiscent of a real world. My so-and-so friend.
Yeah.
It's okay because my so-and-so friend said I could.
My friends, cousins, daughters, aunts, grandma, co-pilots, a Rothian.
Wow.
With a nat one.
Yep.
We only have a limited number of pamphlets. I'd rather give them to other Rothians. He says in his weird Rothian voice that I can't really do, but it sounds horrible and jarring to hear, even though the person's trying to be polite.
Okay, let me just see if I remember the name of the leader. I think I might have taken note of it. More than likely I didn't. So, gonna go with no. So tell me, what happened to your leader? I heard he was deposed, or yeah, deposed is the word I'm looking for.
And the Rothian just leers at you for a good moment. Says, our leader was wrong. He was guiding us in a false direction. He did not have the well-being of all Rothians at heart. Let's just leave it at that. I would rather not speak of it. We are a support group for those Rothians that have been mistreated due to their appearance, due to the legacy of our species, the actions of our lost brothers and sisters.
All right. Any way for me to help?
Treat other Rothians the way you would treat fellow humans.
I've always done so. Well, not only one Rothian, so.
Then you're doing your part.
The last free Rothian that we saw was selling trinkets, if I recall correctly. Is that one doing the same thing?
No.
Oh well. I'm gonna turn to Whitney and say, shall we grab a bite?
Yeah, I was wondering what you were doing talking to a Rothian.
Oh, I shall explain. There's more to this story. And I think that's what I'm going to do with my hour.
All right. Tell
We're
her the
recap.
story about the Free Rothian movement and Zredrick and everything.
She knows of Zredrick, right?
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, because I don't know if Rochelle is ever going to come back, and she might. But Zredrick is in their chamber, in their bedroom, just binge watching every TV show in existence.
Okay, so I'm not binge watching shows in their room by myself. Good. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't. Well, Rochelle wouldn't mind, but I would ask permission. So I will spend my hour explaining the backstory of the Rothian movement and all. Wasn't expecting that, but that makes for a good conversation filler. Oh, what kind of food is available-ish? Like, we're talking just like kind of hot dog stand of sort, or
No.
anything of class.
It's a Moss station. You have everything from everywhere in the galaxy. Of course, it's nothing. Like, you could go to some expensive places if you wanted to, but you can find it's a space truck stop.
Okay, well, whatever Whitney wants, she'll get. I got money. I don't know what to do with it.
All right, you can spend 30 gold pieces,
You betcha.
Wow.
and
Look at
you'll
you,
have
big spender.
Shut up.
which
There you
is
go.
like the equivalent of one sleeve of Zendak's shirt. But yeah, and you have a lovely evening talking about Rothians and explaining to her that hashtag not all Rothians.
That's right.
And it blows her mind, really, because from where she comes from,
They're the worst.
the Rothians have begun. Well, it's weird. Some of the Rothians are scared Zoom crapped out again.
She said her internet was fritzing out and she'd be right back.
Okay. So some of the Rothians are victims of a greater threat, while others are actually actively working for this greater threat. And she is wary of all Rothians because where she's from, you can never tell which is which.
We
Until
could
it's too
probably
late.
figure out a way to tell shortly.
That gave me an idea.
Oh, there goes the cogs. I can see them going and going. But yes, that's what I'm going to spend my evening doing.
Cool. That's going to take you a bit more than an hour, so let's go back to the ship.
Well, I wanted to, since I parted ways with uh, Avandra, I wanted to stop by the Knights of the Sepulchre.
Here at the Moss
As-
Station,
Yep.
they indeed have a recruitment office for those that wish to belong to the organization.
Mm-hmm. So I imagine me being a part of the organization, I might also know beyond just a recruitment station where there might be like a actual station for people that already work there, maybe.
It's in the same office. I mean, you can just
Okay,
speak
it's
to a
a
different
shared
person.
office.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll head in there.
And who do you? So you would like to speak with someone who's in touch with like those that are already part of the organization, I guess.
Yeah, I'm kind of like reporting in on the fact that I blew up the firm and completed my mission that I've been operating on in secret for years.
This is so much above my pay grade. Welcome back.
Poor kiosk guys.
Uh,
They've just been overloaded with information.
Well, no, like that was the out of character spiel of like what I'm looking to do.
oh, okay.
So if I just see a kiosk guy, I'm gonna be like, hey, look, I need to speak to whoever's your boss's boss's boss.
That would be on the Sepulchre Star, sir.
Highest ranking official here, and then I'm gonna like flash, my secret badge that shows that I am someone of import.
Let me just get Barabbas.
It's
Barabbas,
it's a
come in.
hard it's a hard light pin that's on your wrist. So like you just press the pin and like the symbol appears.
Nice. It takes a few moments, and an elderly dwarf shows up. White hair, tied in a small ponytail. He's got a short, trimmed beard. His face is wrinkled, so he's probably like a few centuries old. He's wearing a breastplate, ornate breastplate armor with a flowing blue cape behind. And he shows up at the kiosk after a few minutes. Says, "Yarp, what can I do for you?"
We have someone we can speak in private. I flash the hard light badge on my arm again. Quickly turning it on and off.
Come into my office.
All right.
And he
and I
brings
follow.
you like back, like in back of the kiosk. You follow along a few corridors and end up in like it's a nondescript. It looks like an apartment complex from the inside, like a nondescript corridor with doors left and right. And he brings you to one that opens up, and it's half a lounge, half office type thing.
So, are you familiar with Operation Demotion?
Can't say that I am.
You seen on the news what happened to the firm?
Yeah, apparently the higher ups were all happy about it.
Yeah, that was Operation Demotion.
Well, I'm glad it went off without a hitch.
I was hoping that there would be someone here that I could report to inform, debrief, as I am the one in charge of that mission and have been undercover for a couple years now.
Well, if you want to leave your debrief with me, I can pass it along. That's about as much as I can do.
No, it's fine. I just probably gonna need to head to the Sepulchre Star anyways soon. So I guess I'll just wait for it there. But I figured, hey, I'm at a Moss station. There's always some knights around. So yeah, that's what I was coming in here to do. Also, we do have a couple lackeys that I need to turn over to you that are locked away on a ship. We had out of character. It's
The
been,
engineers?
yeah, those. mhm.
Yeah,
So-
the 4 engineers, one of which is probably traumatized for life.
Yep. So
we can take them from here, yes.
yep. All right. So my ship's parked here. If you want to go ahead and collect them. Let's see here. I guess that's really it for now. The upper management's exploded. The firm's secrets are public knowledge now. Chaos is everywhere. But I'll talk with more details with our superiors.
Well, if you truly were in charge, then the galaxy owes you a debt of gratitude.
I think, hopefully, I'm able to continue to live up to that legacy in the future. So,
He
anyways,
salutes you.
I give him a salute back. Anyways, there's some business I got to attend elsewhere since I can't do that debrief here. And just, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I'll send a squad to your ship
Appreciate it.
as soon as possible.
I do appreciate it. So have a good one, sir.
You too. And he escorts you back, of course, through the corridors and out where the kiosk is, back onto the concourse. You would see at this point Eddard and Whitney go out of the concourse into the direction of a higher-end restaurant.
Okay. Look at those two with their fanciness. Aw. You gonna make a move? That was out of character, to be clear.
I know.
Taunting the player, not the character.
Make a move on the dead chick.
Yeah. It's funny because it's true.
Yeah, that's my God. I didn't consider that.
Temporarily displaced.
Does she have a pulse, Simon?
Yes, she does.
Oh,
Thank God.
Except when you're in a non-magic zone.
Oh,
that's what it was.
That could lead some very, very weird events.
You're kinky.
I didn't mean it that way, but hey, if your mind goes there, good for you.
No,
It
it
was,
doesn't.
It was your eyes that betrayed it.
I know.
Anyways, back to in character. I see them going to the fancy restaurant. I think I'm gonna check out the market, see if there's any interesting vendors of wares.
There's nothing much at this Moss station. If you wanted to, you could look up, any of the regular gear. That's for sale. This one in particular is devoid almost of weaponry. It seems like they only sell, sporting blasters or small arms to defend yourself from, immediate danger, but they don't have a proper armory where you could actually buy weapons or armor.
Damn it, we're in space Chicago.
we're in space Chicago. Wow.
Okay.
All right.
So I after perusing, I guess I'll just go ahead and end up heading back to the ship then.
Okay. Oh, so Doxy, you would also go on the concourse with Rosemary?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be something we scene out necessarily, because that's gonna get fun. But no, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I legit, as a player, Eddie, had sadly forgotten that Rosemary was on the ship still.
I mean, she's on the map.
That's true. That is very true. Oh man, this is gonna be the second game that I'm gonna have like a girlfriend slash partner in the game running around after me. But yeah, Rosemary I would probably take her out since now I have money, and be like, "Hey, let's go have some food. Let's go get something fun."
Sure. Where are we going?
Is there any kind of arcades, like full VR arcades, like we had at?
No. There's like a fuck. What is it called? A holodeck. Because we have the technology. I mean, we have one in our ship.
Yeah.
So there's got to be one here. No,
Yeah,
wait.
There's like Harry's holodeck fun or something like that.
And I kind of imagine it being like laser tag slash like those the arcades where it's a cluster of people gather, and there's even setups where you can pair up in teams and go on these adventures or do whatever. It's kind of like, yeah.
You realize playing with her at like laser tag and other competitive games that she is very aggressive when she plays competitive games.
Ah.
She there's a side of her that you hadn't seen before. Of,
Fire. Bark.
yeah, tiny, angry Rosemary just running into the fray with her fake laser pistol, just shooting wildly at everything.
She's multi-classed into space by Barbarian.
Basically, yeah. She's got one level of it.
I mean, we do have a double laser sorter we can provide her.
Are you gonna train her? Are we gonna have we're gonna have a Rocky montage with Eddard and Rosemary? Dun, 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 dun. I don't fucking remember how to make that sound, but you know what I mean.
It's okay if you play the entire song. I'm gonna get copyright strike.
Let's not.
But yeah, so that's what you do with your evening. So it's going to take more than an hour, especially since Eddie and Doxy are out. Avandra will leave after the hour with her son, thanking Captain Hilltopple and Kebechet for what they've done since the other two aren't there. She says that she'll keep in touch. She will keep an ear on the ground or an ear to the stars for more information about what's going on regarding these creatures that are infecting other people, the mind flayers. And yep,
I do appreciate that, and as we learn more, we'll make sure to send that information your way so that information's going both ways.
she will also ask Kebechet if she can have a few spare inoculation syringes, because she has other agents that she needs to make sure.
Do you have a medical professional that can perform the procedure? Merely it works better if they're confirmed not to be infected before you try and vaccinate them.
No, I'm afraid I don't. I was just gonna stab everyone with a needle.
Well, stabbing everyone with a needle would work. Based on what I've seen, if you stab them with the needle and they're already infected, it will just make them angry and possibly very aggressive. But I'm sure you can deal with that. Here you are. And she'll hand over 3.
Good enough. I assume Ichabod got inoculated.
Oh yes, I didn't let anyone on this ship. Or near my
Good.
captain who wasn't.
Just making sure. Thank you.
Hmm.
Captain Hilltopple, I feel like we're going to meet again.
Yeah, I'd like to keep working together. So, hopefully that is the case.
And she will wave you goodbye. Ichabod is still half dazed from everything that happened to him. But he does manage to mutter a thank you and goodbye.
Hmm.
And
I give him a wave.
and they leave. A few hours later, Doxy and Rosemary come back. Whitney and Eddard come back. Almost at the same time. Rosemary is hyped up and wants to go. Well, the first thing she does when you get aboard the ship is going to the holodeck.
She's gonna own her skills.
But as she does so, you hear a scream coming from that direction. It's Rosemary.
wizard.
And
What?
she screams, "Why are there chicken on the ship?"
The wizard. Oh my god! I'm gonna rush to where the chickens are.
What chickens? Chicken? What do you mean chicken?
That's a giant chicken!
I approach, and what do I see?
So, you would see a rooster the size of a dog.
Oh, wow, that's, I mean, like a big dog or a small dog?
Like a medium-sized dog, like a Labrador.
Okay. That's pretty average.
Yeah, but it's a rooster that size, so it's
Yeah. Okay.
it's large for a chicken, and it's just pecking at everything
Oh.
it finds.
Okay.
It's a rooster of unusual size.
Yeah.
Oh god.
All right.
And there's a bunch of regular chicken and roosters and chicks walking around like they were freed from some sort of containment inside your hangar bay.
What? Hold
Um,
on. Let's find the wizard first. He probably can explain this.
I start corralling the chicken to like make sure that they don't get into vital systems and
Can you make a handle animal check?
oh motherfucking hell.
Who
What if
does
what if I used technology to make this happen?
Tell me how you would use technology then.
Yeah, well, let me see. Okay.
Make a case to the Wismos to do it for you. That's how you use technology.
That's not a bad idea. I like that.
We're gonna end up with Wismos riding the chickens.
Yeah, I know, right?
Also,
I don't tell him that. I was hoping he would find that out on accident.
Sorry, what were you saying, Deidre?
we also have an AI that can activate shield systems.
Oh yeah. Doxy has those in mind, but you know, I think the Wisdom's idea would be the first thing that came up to him. But like been shutting down shields as the Wismos corralled them towards something. So I would and we still have oh shoot, the dog's name.
Stella.
Stella.
Thank you. We still have Stella, right?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
my dog.
So I'm gonna corral all these things, using potentially Loxy to help me convince the Wismos to help us. So I'm gonna use that, or I'm gonna do all that, using all those things. Whatever.
Sure, make it a technology check. I'd say make it a persuasion check because you're persuading the Wismos.
That's even better. No, it's not really. Okay. Well, okay, yeah, so I'll do the persuasion check. Let's see, how bad is it?
It's
Oh,
a
it's
4.
Well, with advantage because of Loxy helping me.
Yeah,
I mean, I know I
sure.
rolled and
Yeah. Well, okay, all right. Because it's a nice plan, and you manage to recruit a team of Wismos and let them loose on the chicken.
Are they dressed like cowboys?
Of course they are, and they have tiny
100%.
lassos.
if they didn't, I mean, I imagine they like came out that way as soon as I called them with the plan.
Yep. And they have tiny laser lassos, and they like hook onto the chicken and try to corral them to where they need to go.
I imagine like a swarm of them just kind of like if you're dino hunting, right? You know, like you just kind of like "Ah!" and then like lasso on, like the worm lassoing. Oh, that's what it was. Dune worm hunting.
Yeah.
That's really,
Wow.
Except in this case, it's Wismos and chicken,
yeah, totally.
which is going to be our next adventure in Wismo Fun.
Corralling the wizards is the mission. I love it.
So they bring back the chicken to where they need to go. There's a coop that's been built in your hangar bay, surrounded by mystical runes and symbols. candles have been placed and other light generating like electrical lanterns have been placed in strategic places on the walls and the floor of your hangar bay. And the Wizard of the Tower is there. His long, flowing blue beard, Hawaiian print shirt, cargo shorts. Of course, as always, not wearing any shoes. And he's deep in thought, muttering things to himself, not paying attention to anything around.
Hello. I found your chickens.
Huh? Oh! Oh, they must have gotten out. Oh,
It would seem so.
that's my familiar in the back. You can still hear him.
That doesn't sound like a chicken. What else you got back there?
It's giant chicken that sound like cats.
Ah, space chickens.
Yep.
Space chickens. They sound like cats. Who knew?
And they taste like regular chicken. I think I've misplaced them. I must have let the coop open.
They flew the coop. They did.
Yeah, well, thank you for bringing them back. I need them. I need all of them for the spell I'm preparing.
Oh, what are you preparing?
No, a variant of Hero's Feast.
Oh, excellent. I know we need a long rest after this, but Rosemary and I just came back. Oh yeah, she's in the holodeck. Yeah, we just came back from came back from the concourse on the Maw station. It was quite good. Is that for tonight then?
Yes. I mean, well, I'll need to eat before, casting the spell that'll reduce your Void Dragon to itty-bitty size again.
Oh, I see. I understand. Well, thank you. Thank you for fixing that.
No problem. Pick one.
Of what?
Of the chicken. It'll be yours to eat.
Oh. Which one has like a interesting color or like a feather that's off?
One of them is this, like those poofy brown chicken. They have like so much feather that you can barely see their face.
Yes, okay.
One of them is like that. It's the most like out of place, like special chicken.
The oddball.
The oddball of the group, yeah.
I'll take that one.
Good enough. I'll remember that when I cook them later.
And now we have a chicken.
Your ship is protected against fire, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, just good to know. Good to know. Well, dinner
All right.
will be ready in an hour.
Okay. I'm gonna go to engineering. And start working on those crazy black sphere of annihilation alternative things.
Source of energy.
That stuff, yes.
All right. And Kebichet, you spend the first hour cleaning up your medbay. Did you do anything afterwards?
After Avondra and her son leave, I inform the captain that I am retreating to meditate, and she's going to cast Commune.
All right.
Ritually.
What's the casting time for Commune normally? Like it's an action, I think.
Yeah, it's an action.
So yeah, it would take.
It's 1 minute. It's 1 minute.
So it takes
normally.
like 11 minutes.
Yeah. So she's going to cast Commune in her private quarters after she's disconnected from everything and ask the Void, does she really have to go to that place? Well, that's the first question she asks.
Let me just pull up commune.
I can put it in chat.
Oh, that's okay. I got it here. Up to 3 questions, yes or no.
But if you don't know the answer, it's
Do
You can give me more
have
than one
to
answer.
go? Yes.
is it safe for the rest of them to go?
Unclear.
That's not a surprise. Does it change anything? Are they knowing we're other than the old one? Do they know we're coming?
No.
She kind of sighs at that and just kind of fades into normal meditation and just kind of drifts, thinking about everything that's happened and where they're going and why. And her eyes kind of drift over her own altar that she's got built in her room, and the letters that she keeps there. And she just kind of drifts until somebody starts shouting about chickens, because that would just break everything.
Yeah, the moment that Rosemary yells about chicken, you are snapped out of your reverie. And of course, there is, later that night, a literal hero's feast for all of you.
Nice. Wait, we just ate.
Don't worry, you want to eat this again. I can't
Mainly
cast
made out
this.
of chicken.
I partake of the KFC family bucket.
It's magical KFC.
Oh, jeez.
Is it, by all means, finger licking good?
Please.
No. It's WFC. It's Wizard Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Now, has the wizard's suit, or has the wizard's clothing conveniently changed to like a white suit?
And is he speaking with a southern accent?
All of a sudden.
No, not at all. The suit is still the same. The wizard is still the same. Has been magically cooking all of the chicken. It smells like chicken in your ship, and is going to smell like chicken for a while.
Why
But
can't
he
you
brings.
roll with my jokes, Simon? Jeez.
I know. I could have, but no, not in this case.
No.
Kebachet's literally just sitting there and like taking a talon and cutting chicken off of it with her talons and like being very dainty with eating with her fingers.
By the way, do you all partake in the feast?
I do.
I do.
Yep.
All right. Then, for all of you, for the next 24 hours, you are immune to poison, disease, frighten. You make all of your wisdom saving throws with advantage. And your maximum hit points are increased by 2d10.
Ooh. Do we roll or do you?
I'll roll the same amount for everyone. So for all of you, you gain 13 hit points.
Now
Yeah.
that is good news.
And your
And this is
max
for 24 hours, correct?
24 hours.
it's 24 hours. And that
Mhm.
that you gain 13, but it also increases your max hit points by 13.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, for the game anyway, this'll last. I know we have a jump to make to the Sepulture Star, so narratively that jump time won't count in the 24 hours.
Okay.
Because otherwise it's like, yeah, and then it
we
disappears.
get there, and then we have the feast and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Right.
After
Which actually
that, huh?
makes it narratively make more sense for all of us
Yeah.
having just. Anyway,
Well, it could
Carry
be
on.
that the spell lasts longer in this instance.
that's fair enough. Carry on.
Now I need to gather all the bones. That actually was the secret ingredient for the ritual to reduce your Volons.
Was Volans not shrunk? I thought Volans was already shrunk.
Not
No,
yet.
No, where is he hanging out?
Like
here.
Still
You know,
right in the
around.
middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Volans doesn't follow you around when you jump. So he was left out not too far away from the Maw Station, far enough away that you don't really see him, especially against the backdrop of the universe.
Okay.
Just because of the color it is. But right outside the dead magic zone. It's just been chilling there waiting for you.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise, do you imagine the panic?
Yeah, no, like that's why I thought he had shrunk already, is because of the panic if he had gotten too close to the Moss Station.
No, remember the wizard had to have 24 hours to prepare for the ritual.
Yeah, it's just been so long.
It's been 3 weeks, yeah.
I remember now. It's just 3 weeks off.
I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So
You weren't here.
bones.
You got
bones,
shot.
Bones. He gathers all the bones. We'll need about an hour to perform the ritual, and then he must touch the dragon. Which
Well, how would you like to do that?
I mean, you can go into a spacesuit, then we can go in with Lola, and I can just go to Volans.
I also have a protective field that I can create.
I mean, we could always shoot him through the torpedo bay and just send him straight at the dragon.
Now, Captain, we're
No,
trying to.
I didn't say anything. No, of course not.
Captain. Honestly. There's still mashed potatoes if you'd like some.
Geodesic shield. Jesus, I train form of 15 dome or touch it. So it goes inside. Walk freely.
It doesn't say how long it is. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Geodesic shield.
The spell
Oh.
ends when the dome is reduced to 0 hit points.
Oh yeah.
Can the dome move?
Yeah. Otherwise, it lasts up to 10 minutes.
That's good enough time.
I mean,
But
I feel like
dome
we
is
probably
centered
have-
on a point you touch, so it doesn't
I mean-
move around.
I'm quite sure that we can have a spacesuit that would fit the good wizard. I'm sorry, I know I asked earlier, but what is your name, designation, preference of address?
Oh, then I got this.
She's turned to the wizard who.
Oh, my name is the Wizard of the Tower.
I think he
Well, that's
told
not
me a
pretentious. No, he didn't. There's no
Chris?
name.
He never gave a name.
That's not pretentious at all. Mr. Wizard, I'm sure you're very wonderful at everything that you do. Do you have a preference for going out into the lack of atmosphere and how you wish to go touch this dragon?
Oh, I would expect this problem to be resolved by you. I mean, you're the ones that want Volans to be reduced, aren't you?
Well, no, it's very simple. We can do it the easy way, where we put you in a suit and then Eddard flies you out there and you can go out and touch him. Or we can do it the more fun way, in which you and I fly like closer and I cast Dimension Door and then you go out and touch him and we come back.
I feel like we're complicating this far more than we need to. Why don't we just send him in the ship?
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving them options. That was option A.
Well,
I can always-
Option B was
I can always fly the ship and then touch the tip of the ship so that the geodesic dome is around us, and then he can touch Volans from that.
let's go with that.
alrighty.
It seems safer than casting spells in the lack of atmosphere. But I appreciate everything that you have come up with as plans. This shows me that you are quite resourceful as a crew. This might come in handy before you all die.
Don't
Actually-
worry, they're not going to.
I mean,
You mean we're not going to, right? We, as in all of us, are going to live.
Oh, eventually everything goes back to the void.
As I said. But as of right now, they're all going to live.
Again, you're using they instead of we, which makes me think you think something.
oh, I just realized, yeah. Something you want to share with us?
I merely conversed with a higher authority than this kind gentleman.
But you keep referring to the crew as they will live. You don't include yourself in it. That is very interesting.
No, I didn't ask that question.
Well, in that case, we are going to have to make sure that she survives.
Agreed.
Well,
I mean, yeah. Either way, let's get to the matter at hand, I guess, for now.
Mm-hmm. My death is not the imminent issue. Dealing with our dragon is.
he picks up all of the bones in his arms, all the disgusting, still wet with bits of food on it, and like tries to cradle them as much as he can. He's like, "All right, where's your ship?"
To the hangar!
To the hangar.
Aren't we in the hangar already? Where
Yes,
the chickens were?
we're there. Mhm.
Well, I figured the hero's feast happened in the kitchen, and then.
Okay. Makes sense.
So we walk down the hangar,
Yeah,
and
you make your way to
as
the
we
hangar.
walk down, I'll pause for a moment with Kebichet and ask her, maybe you should come with us, if we can maybe squeeze in, I think.
Oh, it's even easier. I can just cast it on your ship.
Oh, excellent. All right then.
It's wonderful.
I'm gonna follow the wizard to make sure that no bone falls off of his cradling, and then somehow Stella gets a hold onto them.
I just
Yeah.
He's actually surprisingly dexterous, and even his beard holds on to some of the bones.
Sentient beard, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm convinced he's taken levels in College of the Beard, Bart, that we posted on our blog a few months ago. I'm convinced of it. I have no proof, but I'm convinced.
Yeah. So describe like so we're in the hangar,
You're in the hangar. Lola is there, parked.
right?
Kebichet quickly, after Doxy asks for her assistant, quickly goes back to her room, pulls a small glass bowl that she's kept on her shelf, brings it back, and kind of starts spinning her hand inside of it faster and faster and faster, and then kind of flings it out over onto the Lola, onto the center of the cockpit on Lola, and then a 30-foot radius around the center of the cockpit on windscreen, specifically the windscreen of Lola. She casts Zone of Atmosphere,
Okay.
which is an hour, and not concentration.
Good.
So with that, then we'll I'll like go on my arm again with like, and that's what it sounds like whenever I activate Lola. It's like,
Yeah, and the
Lola
motor
activates
starts humming. The lights come on. The cockpit opens.
or whatever. Yeah, however it opens. I don't know. I don't think we've ever determined if it opens that way or.
You decide.
Yeah.
You're the one that's been working on it.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Yeah, and I'm like, let's go.
All right. And he comes in and he climbs up the ladder with his.
I like. Oh yeah. Sorry, I was gonna say like I gingerly and affectionately stroke the chassis of Lola, and it's been a while, girl. And I hop into the pilot seat.
The
You're gonna
ship
have to
seems
adjust the seat.
hum in acquiescence.
Oh yeah, I adjust the seat for me because the editor I think was the last one to fly her.
Yeah. Mind you, it can be flown with your just your mind.
Oh, that's
now.
right. Yeah, that's right.
You almost don't need any controls. So you pop in, fly out of the ship. As you're doing so, you can hear him mutter in the back arcane words of power. Just and then you can hear him split bones, like break them one by one. And the more he does so, the slower it seems that your ship is going. But it's a
I
You
pull
know
out my
if-
sensors. I'm like,
there's magic all. Well, the zone of atmosphere already is magical.
well, no, more like I'm specifically like trying to figure out why is the space slowing.
There's a spell coming out of him, and it's slowly engulfing the whole ship.
Right.
And it even moves on the moment you approach Volans. It moves on to engulf Volans, and that takes a while. Because remember, he's Maw Station sized.
Right.
So it takes about an hour for everything to work. And as this is happening and waiting, there's like an awkward silence that is broken by the wizard, and he says, "So while we're waiting for the spell to run its course, what of your parents?"
Oh. Like kind of at that, his demeanor changes. What of them? I mean, I found where they are, sort of, maybe, not really, but I did find out where they were, what they were doing, and I don't really know much, I suppose.
They were instrumental in the things to come. God damn it, my familiar got aboard the ship. Oh my god, he is pissed and I'm ignoring him.
Go ahead, Simon. You got this. You can never avert your cat.
They were instrumental in the events to come.
Really? I mean, I know that they were involved. And Simon, this may be me as a player forgetting, and don't necessarily want to look at my notes. So, because that's deep. They found the mind flayers, or it was the Rothians?
No, they found the mind flayers.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, I mean, they did find the mind flayers. Did they find something else?
Well, you're gonna have to ask them yourself when you next meet them.
They're alive?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like he's a little bit shocked, and also like joy, oh, well, that's wonderful news. I mean, he like starts kind of cataloging all the different letters that he's been writing for them for years and years and years, and like been kind of secretly broad spectrum sending them out to see if they would find it. And yeah, he just kind of sits there and processes. Well, that's great. Where?
You're aboard the Illithid mothership.
Oh. Are they still them?
They can still be saved if you get to them in time. The Elder Brain hasn't gotten to them yet. There are many to be processed beforehand.
All right. Well, I guess that changes things to some extent. I've always just kind of Well, I've always thought that they were alive, but I never. I guess I had lost hope to some extent.
Don't. Not until you meet them, at least. Don't.
Okay. And he gets back into his cheery outlook and, well, yeah, and he starts kind of jotting down notes of like different ideas, thoughts of like what he would do. Starts researching the Illithid, what they already knew about the ship's architecture and stuff like that. Just kind of like gets into the zone of like, I'm going to figure out how we're going to get on that Illithid ship and get his parents back. He gets into planning mode. And if the wizard continues to talk to him, he'll probably respond. So
No, it goes back to an awkward silence for a while, and takes about a half hour before the wizard speaks again. So, Rosemary, eh?
I mean, she's nice. I don't know. I do like her, but I just found a whole new side of her that's, I mean, it's both fascinating and terrifying. Why? What do you think?
I think you should hold on to her. She's another one of those. Shit, how did I call that the last time? Something variable? Unpredictable variable.
Oh, okay. This is something that the wizard had talked about before.
Yeah, so in the last episode, he was saying that people like you four were some sort of an unknown variable that just came in and changed the course, altered the course of events in one way or another, for good or for ill, whatever you did had an impact on events to come, and apparently
Right.
Rosemary is also one of those variables, as he calls them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, she's fun to be around, so sure.
I bet she is. Did you know she was supposed to die on Lakshay?
No. What?
Originally.
Now we're getting to time. I mean, time. I've always been curious about shiftings of time and the different branches and potentials of multiple universes, and how does your magic work? Like, how do you see into time or into space?
It's very strange. I get these notions, they come into my brain. I do not necessarily control them. Sometimes I can navigate them the way you would swim up against current. But it is strenuous. Other time is just, I will speak of something and images will come to mind of what was or what will be.
Interesting.
So
it's you're channeling something.
Yeah, work as a conduit, if you will.
Okay. And like Dox is back to taking notes of like architecting different plans of like how he's gonna somehow harness this energy and like tap into the time, the prescience, the energy of being prescient.
Oh, you would have to be an organic for that. I don't think.
Well, of course. I mean, you would
synthesized.
attach it to an organic, and then it would siphon into that person, so they would then see the things. That wouldn't work.
Well, no one's ever tried that before. See, the Elder Brain is an immense being.
Oh. I see what you mean. And Dox is going back to taking notes of like different altering plans and all kinds of other things. um, I thank you.
And you hear a voice behind you that sounds completely different from the voice of the wizard. It sounds like no problem.
Do I recognize it at all?
Sounds like a mind flayer.
I turn around.
And there behind you, sitting in the seat, as the spell is almost completed and Volans is shrinking, there sits a wearing an Hawaiian print shirt, of course, a mind flayer whose skin is more gray than pink or purple. Its tentacles are short and wrinkly. Its brain is almost 1.5 times the size of a regular, like the regular mind flayers you've seen before. It's, I don't know if I have a picture. No, I do not. Of course. Let me check. Oh, I might have one. That can work. That can work. Open. No, that's not what I want to do. Copy link location here for those of you in the Zoom chat. This should work. And for those watching at home, this should work. Yeah, you just have to click on the link.
Ah, yes, okay. So this is what it looks like?
Yep. A white skin, gray white skin mind flayer. The cowl is still over his head, but still in cargo shorts, Hawaiian print shirt. It sort of clashes with the grotesque image of the mind flayer itself.
Right. Doxy would draw their blaster and like prep various a couple of different things, like basically going into a defensive stance of like, how did you get past like the visors on magic,
and the visor is trying to identify what it is, and he says, I am using magic. I'm using magic. That is.
Well, they speak telepathically too, don't they?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go telepathic. It's gonna be easier. I'm using magic that is out of this universe. Channeling the magic of the Elder Brain for my own purposes.
Are you? So you do not follow the Elder Brain? Again, still like hesitant to shoot because they've been giving information that it mentioned their mother.
Mm-hmm. I'm connected to the Elder Brain. That is how I get most of my knowledge. But I am more akin to a parasite than a symbiote.
I see. I asked, like, what? I mean, what is your intention here? Then, you want to stop them?
Well, I have grown fond of this galaxy and the people in it. They are entertaining to watch. You would be surprised at how many good shows are on the Versus television.
Jesus, all the monsters are all like the races that like humans are just addicted to, or humanoids are addicted to the soap operas of the space soap.
Why did you turn good? TV.
Yeah.
All right.
Space soap operas, no space operas. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, space operas can rot even an elder brain.
oh,
Oh, oof.
oh my.
But when the fleet comes, everything will be destroyed, and that includes me. And I've lived for so long, I don't want to die. Just not yet.
I can understand that. Okay. He like holsters his gun. Still has it kind of like ready. He's still ready. Well, I mean, one, why reveal yourself now?
Oh. Well, partly because we are alone in space and no one will believe you.
That's maybe. Yeah. I do tell quite the tales.
Two, because, well, after so much time by myself, I sort of had to, show myself to others. And you seem the trustworthy kind, Doxy. Not the kind that would shoot me on sight.
That is true. I did hesitate.
Plus, you're curious. Very curious. You would probably want to know more about me than I can share.
Alas, that is often the case. I mean, I ask Volsun, all Volsuns all the time, tell me more about your species, your race. And it's probably why Volsuns didn't like me very much most of the time.
Well, I can't answer much. Most of my knowledge is for me and the tower alone.
Well, how about this? Does he have like technology on him at all?
Doesn't seem like it.
I pull off one of I would say I have these various different little discs and beads and stuff like that. I pull off a bead. It's kind of like a mobile, not a mobile emitter necessarily, but it's kind of like it's kind of like a calling card, right?
Mhm.
So it's like you pass it off, and it's a physical, and it shows me with contact secret contact information or contact line. If you ever want to chat, I'd love to share.
How about you start by saving the galaxy?
That's a start.
And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
As he twirls the pistol back into there at that moment.
The little flare, yeah. But that's where we're gonna end tonight.
Oh fuck.
Y'all have barely scratched the surface of this whole thing.
Oh my goodness. So somehow Eddard got hacked by a mind flare wizard. And now that's why. Oh man.
Leave it to Eddard.
Dude. Yeah. Seriously, Eddard just keeps fucking with my world, man. I love it.
Sorry.
No, all the love, man.
No, shame him. Put him in the corner.
Shame. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh yes.
Why don't we go around the table, do outros, tell us where you are, where we can find you on the internet, and how did you like tonight's game? Let's start with Eddard.
It was nice. I took a shower, then went for dinner. It was pretty uneventful. Actually ate 2 dinners. I'm gonna be on the treadmill for days. But I loved it. you can find me on Twitter at @the_gambit. And this Saturday, I have a game of The Curse of Strahd, where we just learned that Strahd is now our sugar daddy. That's gonna be fun.
Isn't that what always happens?
That's
Hashtag
my
smooth
first.
fraud.
That's my first time playing, so I don't know. And you can find me at the link I just posted in chat.
Cool. I'll move on to Doxy.
So I'm Eddie Freeman. You can find me on the Twitters at Pixel Pirate, with the first E being a 3. I'll toss in the chat and all that good stuff. These days I guess you can see me on the Twitters. I'll be here, and I'm not doing any streams or anything like that, but I am going to be doing some cool stuff in the near future. I keep talking about it, and it's on the way, and I'm super excited. I have a name for it, and I'll be talking about it some more on the Twitter, so keep your eye there.
Cool. Give it chat.
Oh, hi, all. You know me. I'm at Jurjadonlan on Twitter, or Praxagoras at Thesmiophoria, as you see me hanging out in the Twitch chat. And I had fun. It'll be great. Commune is a great spell. I love it. But as for me, you can find me back here on Friday for some wonderful Castle Falkenstein fun times. And then on Saturday, we're back, and I am driving. I'm not driving Fine Folk mad anymore. No, we did that. No, now instead, we're just delving into the dark resources of the underbelly of New York and seeing what vampires get up to in that city that never sleeps. But come back, and I will catch you all next time. Always check my Twitter. I will post where I'm going to be.
Cool, and last but certainly not least, Captain Ander Hilltopple.
Hi, I'm Justin, and I'm the community director for Magechain Press. We make cool stuff like Dark Matter. Check it out at store.magechainpress.com. This is my only show this season, as I'm focusing more on the business side of things. So I unfortunately have less time for fun streams for the next couple months, but hopefully y'all will see more of me elsewhere in the coming months on the internet with my smiling face. And if you're going to be at PAX Unplugged, we will have a booth there. Check it out. It's going to be great.
And I'm Simon, Wandering DM. Hi, welcome to the channel. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you all for playing. Thank you for hanging out in chat. Thank you for those of you watching on YouTube. We will see you again Friday for some Castle Falkenstein, and then Saturday for some vampires. Otherwise, next Monday on Role Players, you can find me DMing Age of Arcana, my homebrewed campaign setting. Then next week here for some more Dark Matter. As always, this stream is sponsored by the good folks at Mage Hand Press. You can go to their store at store.magehandpress.com. And use coupon code WanderingDM for 15% off of everything that you wish to buy there. This includes the campaign setting Dark Matter that we've played tonight, and other good books such as Taverns and Tankards, and Complete Alchemist, and the Complete Craftsman, and others. Actually, some of the classes that are played tonight are from these books, so if you want to check them out, store.mageandpress.com. Before we leave, let's go raid our good friends over at the Scraticus Academy and say hi as they're playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. And we will see you all next week. Ciao, everyone.
Ciao.
Bye.